We're the Chantrelles, and we play original soul music, kind of a throwback band. I don't care if you read it. You're proud to know. For the most part, we try and kind of stay in that area of soul music, kind of like what Sharon Jones and Charles Bradley and Lee Fields, what they're doing.
I was stoked to do a Motown genre. It's completely different to anything else we've done. And it allowed us to think about the video in a different way. And yeah, I was stoked that we had a female lead. I've been trying to push that for a while.
I was approached by Adam and Kev to be somewhat of a band liaison, just because I am a musician, I do speak the language of music.
Rob Calder from Secret Study said, what about bringing in a producer, someone who actually knows what they're talking about with music? He didn't say that in that many words, but that's what he meant.
And frankly, there's limitations to what Adam and Kev can do with the band and interact with the band and get their vision actually realized, and so I'm sort of a translator of sorts.
The Chantrelles, they're a young band, and I think, especially with their sound, which meant you could take a lot of the parts of the song and have a lot of parts of collaboration, that's a lot for any band to take on.
The whole time, bass, never stops. You know, just bass and snaps.
Everyone is snapping.
For the verse, me singing over top, do you want me to sing a whole verse or just half a?
Probably a whole verse.
Okay, sure.
You know, just give them a chance. I mean, if it goes horribly, we'll stop and reset.
Yeah. It's a song about kind of finding a love that has you saying things you'd never say before and doing things you'd never do before, and just that's kind of love.
The first time I heard it, I instantly thought light. And so we wanted a lot of backlighting, we wanted a lot of soft lighting, especially around chants.
It's really influenced by gospel. I love gospel music, so it's really influenced by that, so we thought it'd be really neat and perfect for this project.
I listened to the song and I started to get in my head sounds like Phil Spector, early Beach Boys stuff, obviously, Motown, and some of the, instruments that could be involved in that kind of wall of sound that we could have audience members take the part of and start to play. So some of the first ideas that just kind of came to my head were things like vibraphones. Now getting a vibraphone proved to be a little more difficult than, well, who knows, there's still maybe time between today and tomorrow.
We're a little bit overwhelmed by figuring out all the parts. I think if it does work out, I have had a tendency to cry when things are so beautiful.
One of the biggest challenges when you go into a new city is connecting with local people, the local culture, all that kind of stuff. And Adam's from Victoria, but he hasn't lived there for 10 years.
I know my parents.
Yeah.
And they came, so
they did come.
My job was done. And they brought friends, couples.
But you also know Dean and Daniela from We Are Local.
Right.
It's a guide to local businesses throughout the city of Victoria and Vancouver. It's all the indie mom and pop type shops.
We'd done our little sales pitch to them, and they really took it on and spread the word through their own sort of social media channels and through their friends and all that kind of stuff. And that made filling up the event and getting an audience who were really excited to come really easy.
You know, through our network, we invited a numerous amount of people. At the end of the night, all of those same people came back to us and said, you know, that was beyond imagination, beyond what I expected, better than I could even think of. It was incredible.
I think it's a really nice scene in Victoria for music, for local bands, because there's lots of friendships and everyone's really welcoming. Everyone's super supportive.
The Chantrelles are just a soul-shaking magic experience. They are just so fun and lively and full of life, and they need to be huge. Victoria is great in that terms. They want to support local. They want to stay local.
Victoria and Vancouver are just booming right now with the whole craft brew thing, and so there's a lot of options in both. But when we were going to Victoria, automatically, I think everyone in the crew was like, Phillips.
It wasn't until we started looking into them and Curtis was chatting and then we started talking to people about Phillips, and everyone said, oh, Phillips is doing it, that's cool, they do so many things and they've got this big truck that goes around and serves beer, and then we started to find out about this culture within the company. I don't know, it's weird calling it a company because they're just like this little group of people who make amazing beer and then go around.
They're living the dream, I
They
think.
really are.
We're all music fans. We have music playing here 24/7 whenever we're in it, and not just in the tasting room here, but there's stereos in the brew house, in the bottling hall, out back in the packaging area, and so basically there's music playing here all the time.
So Nick Blasco from Rifflandia put us in touch. He suggested the Roundhouse.
Rifflandia Festival is a multi-venue music, art extravaganza that happens in Victoria every September. I love the Empress Hotel, don't get me wrong, it has its place, it's beautiful, but you know, had you said I want to do this on the lawn of the Empress, I would have said, well, you know, maybe that's not exciting enough. So the fact that you did it in a derelict, you know, recently opened 100-year-old brick, you know, train yard, to me, that's exciting.
The old brick, the rugged floor, the wooden trusses. We both felt that lighting the room was key in order to bring out those textures and not just lights like the people in the room. Otherwise, it just seems like a darker studio. So in a way, we had to not only do justice to the band and the audience, but also do justice to the room itself.
We're all feeling good, playground's coming, but I think that on the whole, like the room is just like standing in the space is unbelievable. The sound in here is great.
We're also sort of concerned about the sound this time, the sound that's going on in the room. And this is such a beautiful room. I think this may be one of our best venues that we've ever had.
The vibe of it is better than what I had hoped, so I'm very happy right now. Okay, so the vision for the decor, it was very tempting to go all 100% vintage because the band has got a bit of a Motown feel, but we decided, and they decided, we didn't want to pigeonhole it into a really sort of rustic, old-fashioned look. But what we wanted to do was take sort of the current trend of old things that are refurbished and brought into... Babe, can you make less noise for a minute? Okay, are you good? Great. We wanted to keep it a little bit current so that, you know, it's not looking like a weird sort of period recreation thing. So right now the trend is really common in interior design to use old pieces with industrial, with new, and so we just decided to go with that to give it a really sort of current and fresh feeling.
The real fun is going to be tonight when the band comes in and we can start getting into things about arrangement. We can start getting into, I can, you know, play a role sort of as a producer and start to offer some musical ideas. It's going to be maybe weird. Now that happens, like there's a D minor chord and then the G chord, right? Yeah. Now the females are doing nothing on the D minor. No one's doing anything on D minor.
He basically split out a lot of the parts. He wrote music for the horn players. He really dissected that song. He kept us on track in terms of doing things like keeping the instruments really relevant to the genre and not just being like, you know, maybe we should get some boom whackers. Yeah. There you go.
Doesn't come in until the so that's in the bridge. So keep in mind that you have some people that are going to be just sitting there for most of the song, and then, yeah, okay, so we have to have them do something else as well.
You walk bass line, snaps on 2 and 4, girls, ooze, snaps 2 and 4. Can we just quickly hear what that sounds like roughly?
We wanted to try live projection, which would have been sweet, but it didn't end up working for lots of reasons that happen. In Playground, you have ideas that don't quite work out just because so many other things become complicated during the shoot.
Right now we need more instruments.
Okay, from the original list, this is what we were suggesting. 12 timpani, 4 tubular bells, the backbeat crack sounds.
Which is snare, right?
Snare and something else. Symphonic crash cymbal.
Awesome.
You can get that from L&M.
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 Horns, 2. We got 2 coming. Organs with amps, 3. Guitars, 4.
So how many sets of concert cymbals?
2.
So, I mean, how hard was it finding the instruments? Bearing in mind we didn't know what the instruments were until we picked them up. Didn't even know what they looked like.
Yeah.
Adam left me a message saying, can you pick up a timpani from the lockup? And I went round there with the car to go and pick it up and then open the lockup, expecting like a tom drum. And this thing's like 3 feet wide and 3 feet high. I remember standing there for about 10 seconds thinking, I don't even know what this is.
We're down 4 on tubular barrels, so 3, 4, so that takes us down to 70 in total people. We have 84 people who have RSVP'd.
Yeah.
And if more than 70 people come out of 84...
What are you going to do, Kev?
I will.
What are you going to do?
I will.
What's he going to do, guys?
And any other X Factors is, oh yeah, the Hammond, but that's in the organ department, the Rhodes, which is in the piano department.
So when you're saying X Factors, you're talking about things like, whoa! Didn't expect that.
Vince Vaccaro.
Vince Vaccaro.
Let's find out. X Factor.
We were just talking about you. Well, first of all, my ultimate wish list for this particular playground involved vibraphone, and then I started to toy with the idea of tubular bells might be a cool sound to include, and we searched friends that may have a lead on anything like that, and absolutely nothing until I put a phone call into my friend Vince Vaccaro.
You gonna try to break into his school?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know about that, but he called his band teacher, and the band teacher isn't answering, so he's just going rogue. He's going to go there, and he's also going to hit up a couple churches. And
I was quite sick during PGVIC. Yeah, the day before all the crew left for Victoria, I was in the hospital. I missed the first day of the shoot, and I had to just jumped on a plane on the day of the shoot, got straight there. You had set up, like the setup and the instruments were already there. People knew I had to play catch up a bit.
The way our lighting ended up, being very close to our vision,
Yeah.
and how the setups were, I think, the way I set it up was quite close to the way I imagined it, and you described it to me. I feel like it's reassuring that we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
You know, like generally I feel like my shots are a lot better than yours, but I feel like we both agree on what it should look like.
And I'm hoping one day, that's what I strive for, that I can at least capture one shot that comes remotely close to what you capture when you're not even looking.
It's good.
That's good. I like that. Verse 2. Yeah.
Because at the chorus, people will go onto their snares.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Vinny.
We got the bell!
We were having a little meeting, and he calls us, and it was like the last few instruments that we couldn't get our hands on, and suddenly he's just going, I got this, I got that.
Voila! We have tubular bells, we've got vibraphone, we've got marimba, and I'm just over the moon.
I'm really excited. This is Playground Victoria. This is number 9 of the Playgrounds. And we have a band in a genre that we've never really stepped into before. We have the Chantrelles.
I think it's time to make some music. Chance, what do you think? So everyone, this is Chance from the Chantrelles.
We just can't put so much pressure on the band to take the whole concept, digest it, host it, also do the musical thing. So, put simply, we just identified that we need to host the show, we as Playground, and allow the musicians to play their part.
So everyone, let's just start with a snap. So I should point out that the timpani haven't yet to appear yet. Be patient. You're still going to be snapping and clapping up until now. The horns are going to come in, and the rail comes in soon. time. Let's start one more time, guys and girls. We're getting it. I swear to God, we're getting it. Hallelujah, we're going to do this. Here we go. Chant.
We had this idea of the final piece being in black and white. Just when I heard the song and when I thought about the lighting, the colors were kind of stripped from that. It was kind of more focused on the contrasts of the room and the shadows and the highlights, and kind of keeping that soft feeling, which I think really matches the song.
To me, it can have more of a timeless effect, which can work with Motown because it is an older genre. Like people do sort of have like throwback ideas with it, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean like sort of a like kitschy sort of retro style video, you know?
Totally.
It's classy.
Exactly what he said.
Final silence of the night.
Never been one to hold on to. Yes, always been prickly as a pine. But it seems you came, boy, and you smoothed me right out. Now I know I don't ever want to let you go. And I want to thank you, baby, for giving all your love to me. Yeah, thank you for your love. See, I ain't never been one to make it to church on Sunday. No, no. And I ain't never got sent around to reading that good book, y'all. But since I found you, baby, you've got me saying over and over again, hallelujah, hallelujah, baby. Well, you see this big cloud nine. hallelujah, baby.
The best part for me was when everybody went silent and there was like this, it was just like you could hear a pin drop and all of a sudden it broke into this intense, beautiful music.
And I'm on the organ, so I'm losing my mind because we're doing hallelujahs and it's like major to minor and we're standing up and me and my friend are sitting there at the organ and playing the B3. We're hitting it with our knees and we're freaking out. It was an amazing experience.
Playing music and meeting a whole bunch of new people, and we decided that the keyboard section needed to match, so we all put on lipsticks. I wrote some girls'
I was really nervous before, really nervous, that about the kind of figuring out the parts and the directing, and we knew it was super ambitious, but it worked.
It was a great moment the first time we ran through the song, and it just built from there, and every iteration through it was just better and better and better and better.
I love the idea of collaboration. I love the idea about community and arts and culture, and like having this event captures all those aspects.
It was amazing.
Awesome, best ever.